Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to try something a little bit different. I want to put out a slightly different video than what you guys typically see from me. Today, I want to try giving you guys the experience of what's going on in my head during some of the gunfights that I get into. So today, we're going to look at a very intense fight that me and my buddy Dawson got into while we were just playing DMZ. And admittedly, the building that we were fighting is probably the most suboptimal building you could possibly have an engagement in. And it was extremely chaotic. So I'm going to try my best to kind of walk you guys through the engagement, the decision making that I have, some of the stuff that's going through my head while I'm fighting people, like just kind of what's going through my head. I want you guys to kind of get some of that sense of what I think, some of the decisions that I make that ultimately lead to a successful gunfight or what ultimately leads to me dying. So that's something I want to try today. If you guys enjoy it, please let me know down in the comments, drop a like on the video. And as always, thank you guys so much for the support. We just got over 350 subscribers. Thank you guys for that. Love you guys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the gunfight and see how this goes. Okay, so just to walk you guys through kind of what's going on here. So we're walking up to a building where there's a buy station, so we need to get some plates and whatnot. And obviously we're getting spammed with all these plea for help, so we assume that there's teams here, there's people fighting. Immediately I see the comm, so I assume that there's somebody on this buy station, so I want to jump in to try and get him. Of course, nobody's immediately right here, right? So now I'm panicking because now I don't know where this guy's at. I know he's close. I can tell by the proc chat he's really close. And that was when I just heard his footsteps. Dawson engages him. I tried to help out a little bit, but he didn't need my help. After that, I kind of switch over because I want to start holding angles, right? So like this building has so many different entrances. And then these guys pull up right here. I walk around. I try to get a little bit of fire on the backside since Dawson was holding that window. I wanted to see if he broke one of their shields. I assumed one of them was going to jump out. So I kind of backed up there so that way I could kill him as he tried to run away from Dawson after he shot them and broke their plates. Of course, I downed this guy. This is the dumbest play I've made here. Oh, easily could have got myself killed there with that grenade. Somebody would have ran in there after me and they would have seen me planting in the corner. Would have been dead. But that was really stupid on my part. Past this, obviously Dawson is down. I really need to get his res, but I'm really concerned about how I'm holding all these angles here by myself. So I decide to drop that airstrike there so that way I can prevent them from rezzing that guy immediately to give myself a little bit more time. I'm anticipating a flank here, which, as you see, somebody tried to do. I shouldn't have shot because now he knows that I'm watching that angle, but then they all rush in all at once. So obviously at this point, it's nothing but survival, right? So I'm just running from these guys. I'm trying to break line of sight. I'm trying to get some height on them. And this was another issue is I didn't realize that there's another team on top of Al Mazrah, and you can see them right up there on the edge of the building. They're sniping down on this other team that's fighting us as well. So there's at least two separate teams here that we know about. My teammate's going in clutch. Getting lit up by the team on Al Mazrah. Obviously, with the teammate going down, I'm really trying to get him back up, right? I'm trying to keep him alive because having one person down is already a huge disadvantage. And I'm trying to wait till I feel comfortable enough to try and get that res on Dawson. So trying to make sure my teammate stays alive is really, really important there. Past this, I'm just trying to get some more plates, collect up some of the loot that I can, and then I go ahead and go in for the res on Dawson. From right here, I can see that guy on the radar. I know that he's going to be pushing in here really soon, but I kind of judged the time that was left on the res and just decided to stick it out. Could have gotten me killed. With that being said, I also didn't see this guy out the window at all, so I deserved that down. But after this, obviously, I'm going to self-res, I'm going to run, I'm going to try to plate. And at this point is when I'm really trying to decide whether or not it's more optimal to try and hold this bottom floor or if we should move up to the second floor to try to hold that angle. Because down here, there's at least 5 different areas that they can come in from to try and kill us. Upstairs, there's mainly 2 areas they can come from the top floor, or from the ceiling and from the bottom floor, right? So that's kind of what I'm considering. Ultimately, we decide to just kind of stay down here because we just keep having people come in one after another. I got my self-res back. Obviously, Dawson's up. He's plated. We're all plated. I got a brecci. And there's another team that comes in behind us. And now this is the 3rd team that has showed up to this gunfight since we started, with no breaks. Dawson goes down, or not Dawson, the teammate goes down. I go ahead and get his finish for him. I was getting ready to stick his res, but I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a guy who peeked around the corner there who looked at me, so then obviously I immediately disengaged so I wouldn't get lit up while I was finishing his res. Finished his res. God, man, the broadside is just overpowered. I love that gun. I mean, at this point, it's really just survival, right? Like, there's at least 3 teams that we fought. We don't know how many more people are here. Trying to anticipate which angle they're going to come from is impossible at this point. But at this point, I'm really just trying to wait for them to push in after us, because clearly they just keep doing it again and again. So again, here is where I'm going up top here because teammate got downed again. I realized when I get up here that there's snipers on top of the building. So I opt to go ahead and drop my javelin. I go back downstairs because I remembered seeing a sniper rifle on one of those guys. My plan was to pick up the sniper rifle, go up there, put some pressure on the guys up on top of Al Mazrah. So that way they would either push down on us and we could get them down, or they would back off and leave us alone while we tried to fight these other teams. Teammate goes down. I go down here, obviously, to help him out. I know there's a guy down here. I don't know exactly where. I can hear his footsteps, but they sound further. And of course, the drop shot, because that'll win you every engagement in MW2. We get the res, past this. He immediately goes down again. This guy ran upstairs, and here's where I made a huge mistake, right? So I come up here, I see this guy. I kind of anticipated. So my thought process here is that I needed to force this gunfight, because when I realized that he peeked that angle and I went to run away, the time that he would have had to run after me to shoot me, compared to the amount of time it was going to take me to run downstairs and get around the corner, he would have shot me in the back no matter what. So my best chance there was to try and shoot him. But the biggest issue is I only had 16 rounds in my mag. So I put my rounds into him and I died because I didn't have enough ammo to finish him. So that's kind of where that's at. So at this point, all the enemy players, to the best of our knowledge, are dead. Their bodies have despawned. Nobody else is pushing in. Obviously, we're getting swarmed by these hunting ads from all the players that we killed. But that was pretty much the end of the gunfight. It was really, really intense. It was a lot of fun, obviously, but obviously I'm not a professional commentator, right? So, like, there's a lot of decision making that happens in the moment that it's really hard to kind of explain what I'm doing. So if I didn't do a great job at this time, I apologize. I think I'm going to try to keep doing these once in a while. I want to try to get a little bit better at commentating some of my engagements that I have, but this is my first one, so it sucks. Don't be too hard on me, but that was the gunfight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys for watching. Like I said, if you enjoy it, please drop a like on the video. Let me know down in the comments any improvements you think I can make, like, you know, tone of voice, what I'm talking about, you know, any questions you guys have or anything, any constructive criticism that you guys have for me, by all means, put that in the comments. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful day.